Man, we're trying so hard, you know? And I marvel at just their resilience right now and their capacity to keep coming back and trying again. And I thought we got off to a pretty poor start, frankly. Uncharacteristically high error for us. We just weren't taking care of the ball very well, and just frankly, just we're hitting a lot of balls out of bounds. And it's tough to kind of gain some momentum and get a little bit of traction, I think, when you're hurting yourself that much. But I don't think that's generally who we are and what we do. So, you try not to get caught up in that moment. I think it's hard after you've not played particularly well to shift that mid-match. And so for me, that's a bright spot. I thought Kimmy played extraordinarily well. I thought Mattie Kubik played extraordinarily well. I thought Sammy Francis played extraordinarily well. I thought Lexi came in and did a really, really nice job for us as well. So we had a lot of people doing a lot of good things. That's a very good volleyball team. And I think what people, maybe don't fully understand is how good you have to be, and for how long you have to do it. And the margins, although it's a relatively small league, and we play each other over and over, and there's only 6 teams, you're talking about, sincerely, some of the very best volleyball players in the world going head to head. And so they can make you look silly at times. And not because we're not, trying to, our very best effort. But I think Jordan Thompson, I don't know, she's got our number, man. She plays as well as she plays when she catches us. And I thought she was exceptional. But we had a number of people play exceptionally well. The margins are thin. We can't hurt ourselves that much. We have to take care of the ball a little bit better. We have to continue to try to kind of stay on our work list, get more out of our serving. But I marvel at their capacity to work and their capacity to love and their capacity to stay together. And I love these guys so much, and I'm really proud of the way that they're working and the way that they're fighting through some adversity.
Maddie, Suzie kind of mentioned it. It's tough when you have a rough first set to bounce back and play at a really high level. But it seemed like there was a rotation of outsides that were coming in, and we saw yourself, Jordan Larson, Jaylee Winters, kind of that whole, hey, what's going to work? And it turns out that was you coming in, especially end of set 2, all of set 3, playing phenomenally offensively, and just being an absolute net in the back line on serve receive. For you, what was kind of that mentality of, hey, you need to come in, next woman up type of thing, and as soon as it clicked, what was that kind of shift like, hey, go time?
Yeah, I think what this team does a really good job of, and I think Coach Suzie touched on this, is just anyone can play with anyone, and I think we emulate that in practice by making a lot of rotations and people going on either sides of the net, and I think that really prepares us to, on game day, play beside any player. So I think that on any match, everyone has to be ready, and when those opportunities do come, then I think we just have to go and try and trust yourself and trust the people beside you.
Lexi, for you, congratulations, your first ever professional start tonight.
Oh,
when you kind of got that nod or got that word from coach, what was kind of the mentality for you going into prep? Because obviously you've seen a lot more play time in the last few weeks, moving into a 5-1 and being a stalwart DS and serving sub. But with it being your first start, is there a different change in mentality, or talk us through it?
Yeah, I try and take everything, as it comes, as the same. But I think, like Maddie said, sorry, like Maddie said, like on every game day, like everyone has to stay ready. That's, I think, one of the strengths of this team is that there's a lot of depth at every position. And so no matter what this team needs from me, I'm ready to do it. And yes, it's exciting to start, obviously, but I feel like it doesn't really matter when your name gets called. It's an opportunity, and it's just what you do with it. So.
Yeah, I just want to say, right, Lex is, the way that she's working and the way that she's progressing in practice for us has been wonderful, right? And she's a superstar here, but she's not being held hostage. She is earning her reps and earning her job. And I think we're just really proud of her for that, right? All of them, right? But it's hard to be a rookie and go out there and do some of the things that she's doing. And we believe in her, right? And as she said, right, we've got so much depth at that position, and I think what I really, really respect about her the most is just how she's embraced that. And really, that whole bro core for us, I could put Ani Cesar in there as well, and how they work together, how they try to really push each other and make each other better. I think it's really a special thing for our team. Not everybody sees it that way, but I think internally that's the way we see it.
Final question for me for y'all too. Unfortunately, we had a Mizzou alum and a Stanford alum here yesterday. So coming from two Huskers, what was it like being back in home environment for both yesterday and tonight, and just the noise level? I mean, being around and seeing clips and videos from other locations, there's no place like Nebraska, right? So what were y'all's thoughts on being finally back home and from this big environment?
I think something actually that we talked about before the game, once we knew that Lexi was starting, we're like, oh, the fans are going to love that. They're going to cheer so loud when her name gets called that she's starting. So we thought that was funny. But I think we're just really grateful for the people that come out and continue to support us, because I understand at some point they could be like, you know what? You know what I mean? And so I think I love that, and I appreciate that, and I'm so grateful that the Nebraska fans, the people in this state, care about volleyball and care about us growing the sport and the league and what it's doing for the future. And I feel very grateful that they're willing to invest their time and money into us.
Yeah, I mean, everything she said. I also just think that Husker fans, Nebraska fans specifically, both of them, just really respect like good volleyball. Yeah. And, that's what Love is bringing, is just really great volleyball every night. And there's 6 amazing teams. And I think all these fans can see that. And I mean, I do really appreciate, and I think we all appreciate them, like still showing up and cheering us on and supporting us. But overall, I just think they embrace the volleyball and the level of volleyball that is in this league.
Yep.
Why do you think they're...
Yes, getting the shots that Coach Fritz, so having a player like Emily on your team who has almost a decade's worth of professional experience, and specifically this being back in the U.S. in 8 years, how important is it to have a player like her on your roster?
Yeah, we've got so much experience on our roster, Emily being one of them, and the thing that makes Emily Thader really, really special is how she works. If you watch how Em comes to work every day and how intentional she is about it and how hard she goes, and it's just, she's on go all the time. I mean, it's all go all the time with Thader, and she's an absolute workhorse, and wants so badly to be one of the best. And because of her work ethic, her commitment to it, I think that's why, good things happen for her, is because of just her daily commitment, how much she invests in it, how much she cares about it. She's also just a wonderful teammate, and she's everything that Emily Thader has gotten, she's earned, and I can tell you that from being in the gym with her every day.
Speaking of her being a great teammate, I mean, she was getting so emotive, so excited on the sideline every time that she got a point, whether she was in the game or out of it. What does her energy kind of bring, either in the lulls or when you have momentum?
Yeah, I think the thing about her is you know what you're going to get, I think you just know what you're going to get. She's going to show up, and she's going to work, and she's going to be who she is, and I think what I respect about that maybe the most is that you know exactly what you're going to get. She doesn't ride these waves, when it's going great for her or not great for her, we get the same thing. And so I love that part about her. And I do think she's high energy, she's high work. She's got a really high tolerance for work, and her motor just goes. And so it's really, she's special in that way.
And then, Lexi, for you, this being your first professional volleyball gig, and Emily is on her 5th, what is her kind of journey and tenure through different leagues and different teams give you kind of leadership and advice?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like Suzie said, that's what's awesome about this team is there is just so much experience from everyone, Emily included. And I think with her, like, you can just feel the passion and the, like, intensity, and she wants it so bad, not just for herself, but for this team. And you can feel that every single day, and to have someone who just doesn't give up and continues to work hard, and when you know they've been through pro seasons and been to so many different, like, countries and all of that, it's really motivating to the people around her, I think.
And then for any of you three, she has 7 or more points in your all's last 5 matches. How important is it to have a consistent offensive support like that on the roster?
No, Maddie, why don't you take it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely important because when we're in system, I think we should be scoring, and I think it's important that we continue to run our offense in a way that does so. So it is definitely important to have our middles scoring.
Love League One Volleyball.